Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for February 11th, 2026. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, we've got a 1, 2, and 3 in the top left here. So let's start with the 1. These two ones look in, putting a 1 in one of these two cells. These two ones look down, putting a 1 in one of these two. I don't think we know much more about 1s. All right, how about the 2? Oh, okay. So I'm seeing this 2 and this 2. That at least puts a 2 in one of these two. Not amazing, but we'll mark it. 2's down here. Nothing else there. How about 3? We do have 2 3s vertically. So actually what we have here is a hidden 1-3 pair. What do I mean by that? Well, if you look at our corner marks, what this is saying is that within this box, in one of these two cells, we need a 1, and we also need a 3. So that means one of them's a 1, the other's a 3. And so we can't put anything else in those two cells. If we did, we wouldn't have room for both the 1 and the 3. And so that leaves behind 4 digits here. We need the 2, 7, 8, 9. So we know the 8 looks down, putting an 8 in one of these two. That's going to point up along with this 8. This 8 looks in, putting an 8 in one of these two. So this is going to be, oh, the 2 looks down as well. That's quite nice. So this is actually a hidden 2-8 pair for the same reason as the hidden 1-3. And then now the remaining 2 digits are the 7 and 9, which go here. So we end up with the 7-9 pair, 2-8 pair, and 1-3 pair. That's quite nice. So can we do anything with those? Well, this column's down to just 2 more digits. We need a 4-6. Not resolved. This column's down to 4 digits. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5, 6, 7, 9. They all see something. So I'm just going to write out 5, 6, 7, 9 and clean it up. So that sees 6, that sees 7, that sees 9, and that sees both 6 and 9. 5, 6, 7, 9. So we know the 9 is up here, actually. In fact, we can place the 9 in this box. These two 9s look in. We can place this 9, and then I'll just mark the 9s here so I remember. 1-3 pair, 2-8. Okay, I think that's what we get out of that for now. That's quite good, though. All right. So that was the 3. We also have the 3 looking this way, putting a 3 in one of these two. Okay. Do we have anything else limited to these 3 cells? So it would probably just be the 6 if it was there, but it's not. If we had a 6 down here, that would be quite nice. It's actually a hidden 2-6 pair here, but we don't have that. All right. Is this digit limited? I think it is. Because the reason actually I know it is that it's not the 1, 2, 3. It's also not the 8, 9. And it's also not the 6 and the 7 or the 8. Or sorry, I already said 8. So 1, 2, 3, 8, 9 is 5 digits. So we're already down to 4 based on what we have marked in our box. And I also noticed that the 6 and the 7 aren't any of those markings. And so that's an additional 2. So this is down to at most 2 digits. I think it is going to be 2. So it's not 1, 2, 3. It could be 4, 5, and I think that's it. It's not 6, 7, 8, or 9. All right. So we have 4, 5, and 4, 6. All right, let's move on to this 3, 6, and 8. The 2 3s look down, putting a 3 in one of these 3. We have the 2 6s looking down, putting a 6 in one of these 2. And then the 8. 8 ends up in one of these 2. Does anything look through here that might be helpful? The 1 and the 4. We already have the 1 marked. 4 is in one of these 3. 7, no. Okay. Anything looking this way that might be helpful? No. All right, I think that's it for this box. Let's look at the 1, 4, and 7 then. I guess the big thing to look for is just to backtrack a little bit. The big thing to look for is that we still need a 6 and an 8 in this row. We know they're not here because of this 6, 8. So there's 3 places left for 6, 8. Now, there is no cell here that sees both 6 and 8, meaning that 6 and 8 can be spread across these 3 cells. It doesn't help a whole lot, but we do know this one's not a 6. In fact, we know that 6 ends up in one of these 2. So if that one's not a 6 and it's not here, then 6 is over here. And these 6s point in, telling us the same thing. That 6 is in one of these 2 now. So 6 is limited to 4. Sorry, 2, 3, 6 is limited to 4 places here. We know that these are going to be limited then. This is going to be 3 digits max. Oh, the 9. No. Let's just take a look. So they're not 1, 2, 3, 4. They could be 5, except this left one. They can't be 6, 7. They could be 8, except the left one. And then this can't be 9. So this is actually a naked 9 because it's not 5 and 8 in addition to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, it's a naked 9. And that places the 9 in the box, which places the 6 in the box, which gives us this 4. We can clean this up a little bit. All right. So this box is 5 and 8 in addition to what we have corner marked, because we have 2, 3, and 6 corner marked. We also need 5 and 8. This can't be the 5 or the 8 because of the column. So this is down to just its corner marks, 2, 3. This can't be an 8, and so this is just down to 3, 5. I'm just going to double check that I have this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. And so then this is not a 3. So this is 5, 6, 8. Yeah, I mean 3 didn't matter. It's 5 and 8. That's in addition to the corner marks. This is 2, 5, 6, 8. Okay. Do I get anything else here? 1, 4, 7, 9. We do have the 2 9s looking down. Puts a 9 in one of these 3. This row is now down to 4 digits. We need the 4, 5, 7, 8. 4, 5, 7, 8. This isn't 8, so it's 4, 5, 7. That's all I get. Huh. Okay. This box is down to 4 digits. We need a 2, 5, 6, 7. This is 2, 5, 7. This can't, oh, the 6 looks up and the 6 looks in. So the 6 is actually placed. And this is down to 2, 5, 7 as well. And so that means the 2's in one of these two. This is 4, 5, 7, 8. Nothing. All right, I'm going to move on to the next band here. We have quite a bit going on here. So in order, we have the 1. Nothing there. We have the 3. All the 3's are done there. We have the 4. Okay, nothing yet. 6. We do have 2 6s. Put the 6 one of these 3. 8. Already marked there. It's here. All right. And then 9. All right. Not much to see there. We also have the 3, 6, 7, 9 here. Really not much to see there. And then the 3 and the 9 here. All right, anything limited here? Not that I'm seeing. Let's move on to this last band, then we'll look more closely at certain things. So 4, 5, we have 2 5s looking in here, putting a 5 in one of these 3. 6 looks in. 2, 5, 8. Ah, okay. So we have our New York Times trick in the very last box we look. Unfortunate, but here we are. So 2, 5, and 8. I'm just going to explain this the way I usually do because it seems to click for a lot of people when I explain it this way. So I'm going to segment 1 through 9 into 3 different groups of 3 to cover all of 1 through 9. I'm going to label them green, purple, and orange. I don't have anything orange labeled yet. But what I've decided is the 3 in this box I'm going to make green, 2, 5, and 8. And then the 1, 3, and 7 in this column, notice that they don't have any overlap with 2, 5, 8. I'm going to call those purple. And so that means that the orange is going to be the other digits, the 4, the 6, and the 9. And that covers all 9 of our digits. Now, why did I do that? Well, I've got 3 givens in this box that all don't touch this column. And so those 3 digits, the green digits, can't go here in this column. Now, you'll note that that leaves just by nature, that leaves just these places that we must place 3 greens in. But you'll notice we've colored these purple. Purple can't also be green. There's no overlap. 1, 3, and 7 do not match 2, 5, and 8. And so these three cells can't be green. And so we need 3 greens in this column because since we're covering all of 1 through 9, every row, column, and box needs 3 greens, 3 purples, and 3 oranges. And so these can't be purple. Sorry, let me put it this way. these can't be green. And so we need 3 places left for green. These can't be green. These can't be green. So there's only 3 places left for green. So these must be the green digits. And then that means just by process of elimination, these 3 are our orange digits. Now, if you look at this box, we have 3 greens and 3 oranges. These have to be the 3 purples. So you'll notice we end up with 3 greens, 3 purples, and 3 oranges in this column, and 3 greens, 3 purples, and 3 oranges in this box. And that's the only way we were going to be able to do that. Now we can assign digits to these. We know that green is 2, 5, 8. So that means this can't be 6, and this can't be 6, because 2, 5, and 8 are the green digits. 6 is actually orange, and it's not orange. So that leaves just here for 6. This must be a 6, and this must be a 6. Now all I'm doing with the colors is I'm expressing how these hidden triples actually work. So it's really just the hidden triple technique, but expressed through this coloring, which makes it easier to see. You don't have to color yourself to explain this. All right, now we know that purple is 1, 3, 7, and we know that the orange is 4, 6, 9. That can't be 4, that can't be 6. And then we know that these are also 2, 5, 8, and that's not an 8. So that's what we get out of that. We got these 2 6s placed, which is nice, and then we've limited these cells to fewer digits than before. 2, 5, 8. Right. So at this point, we can just get rid of the colors and just trust our center marks there. So we have, so by placing this 6, we've reduced this row to 4 digits. We need a 2, 4, 5, 8. This isn't 8, so this is 2, 4, 5. This isn't 2, so this is 4, 5, 8. We placed this 6 as well. I'm not sure there's an immediate thing to do for that. This column, 1, 3, 7, 4, 5, no. Oh, it actually creates this 2, 5, 7 naked triple in the row. We can also see that there's a hidden pair here. It's the other side of the coin. It's going to be the 1 and the 4. Basically, where do 1 and 4 go in this row? Well, they can't go in any of these cells. So there's only 2 cells left. So that's where 1 and 4 go. But actually, the 4 is a hidden single. 4 can't even go there. So none of these can be 4, and the 4 is placed. And then it also places the 1 here, only placed in the row for 1. So these are not, these are not 4s. And by doing that, oh, sorry, there's one more thing with this that I want to follow up on. Let me highlight this that I just saw first, so I can go back to that. So notice that now the green digits are 2, 5, and 7. 1 will be 2, 1 will be 5, 1 will be 7. And as a consequence, that means the 7's in one of these two. You can also see that for the row. If the 7's in one of these two, it can't also be here, because that would be 2 7's in the box. So we're going to remove 7 from there. I wanted to do that before I go to the purple. This 1 also looks down. We can remove 1 from there. But here, this is a 5, 7 pair. So in this row, this can't be the 5. The 5's over here in one of these purples. So that's 8. All right, get rid of the color there. I just colored it to remind myself to look at those two. So that places the 8 in this box as well. We are left with a 2, 3, 5 here. That's not 8 either. That's a 2, 5 pair. This is where the 8 goes in the column. It places this 8. We should be very close on 8s. 8's in one of these two. All right. So yeah, the only 8s left are in this rectangle here. This is 2, 4, 5 for the row. It's not a 4 because of the box. That's 2 5s. So this is the 4 for the row. So this is a pair. We need, oh no, sorry, it's a triple. We have this down here. We need a 2, 5, 7. So that's not 5, that's not 2. And this is whatever the last digit is, 1. Okay. We're doing quite well. So what I noticed is that the 7 in this box and the 7 in this box were both limited to these 2 rows. Some would call that like a kind of an X-wingy type thing, but really all you have to do is just look at the other row. Look at this row and ask where does 7 go, because it's not in this box, it's not in this box, it's not here. So 7's limited to these 2, and that's going to claim the box, telling us the rest of the box can't be 7. Specifically, 7 gets eliminated from these. Got a lot going on here. I'm going to hold off on this box until I'm forced to, because we might just get some nice info just from placing elsewhere. This is a 5, 7 pair, so this is the last digit for the row. Looks like a 4, and that places the 5 and the 2, and the 7 and the 5. We get our 7, 5, and 2. We get our 3, 5, and 2. That's 7 and 5. We might be collapsing here. This is 3. So 3 and... Okay, let's get this 2 and 5 first. So 5 isn't in these two, so this is the last place for 5. This isn't 3. Okay, let's see if we can get stuff up here. This is a pair. It's 1 and something. This looks like it's 1 and 4. It's always 4. These 3 digits, we have 1, 2, we need a 2. 2, 7, 9. It's not resolved, but each one sees one of them. Okay, what's kind of our low-hanging fruit here? Maybe I need to look at this box more closely. So with every box marked except for 1, I like to play what does this box need? So basically, the box needs every digit except 5, but we're going to start with 1. So where can 1 go? It looks like 1 is extremely unrestricted. 1's in somewhere in here. Where does 2 go? Anywhere in there. 3 is here. 4. It's one of these 3. So we know that... Oh, okay. So I found a hidden triple here because we've got the 2 and the 4 looking in here and the 2 and the 4 looking down here. So we know that the 2 and the 4 must appear somewhere in these 3 cells. It's the only place in the box. Notice I have the 8 also marked over here within those 3 cells. So I need to place a 2, 4, and 8 somewhere in this box, and these are the only 3 cells, so that's a hidden triple. Leaving just 2, 4, 8 here. Nothing else can go there. Now, does that help me? We could use uniqueness here. I'm not gonna, but let me show you what uniqueness would tell us. Uniqueness is a classification of techniques that add an assumption to the puzzle that there is only one unique solution. Now we know that's true of this puzzle, but we're not going to assume it. We want to prove it with a logical solve. But if we do assume it, it unlocks this classification of techniques. So in this case, it tells us the 4 must be in one of these 2. Because if it wasn't, we'd end up with all these 2-8 pairs. We'd have a 2-8 pair in this row, a 2-8 pair in this row, a 2-8 pair in this column, a 2-8 pair in this column, and a 2-8 pair in this box, and a 2-8 pair in this box. Eliminating 2 and 8 from everywhere that could have resolved our 2-8. The only way that this 2-8, like that telling us this is 2 or 8, would be to have a 2 or 8 somewhere in the puzzle that got placed that told us, hey, this one's going to be a 2 or an 8. But that's not possible because the 2s and 8s are limited to these cells and can't be anywhere else in the row, column, or boxes. The 2 rows, the 2 columns, the 2 boxes. And it is key that they're in 2 boxes. And so as a result, this can't happen because otherwise there'd be nothing to disambiguate these. And so there'd be 2 solutions to the puzzle, at least. One with 2s here and one with 8s here. So in order to prevent that from happening, we must put a 4 in one of these 2. And that would place the 2 here and probably finish the puzzle. But we are not going to use that, but I thought I'd point it out in case you would like to. What I am noticing is in this row, we do have a 2, 4, 8 triple. This is a naked triple, so that removes 2, 4, and 8 from the rest of the row. So that can't be a 4, and that places the 4 in this box. So that can't be a 4. Putting a 4 in one of these 2. I think this is a single. I think this is a single 9. Because the column needs 3, 6, 7, 9. It's only got 4 digits left. And it's not the 3, 6, or 7 based on our corner marks. So this is a naked 9. That gives us the 7 and 9 here. Giving us the 6 and 9 and 1 and 7. That's not a 6. In fact, 1 and 3 are all that's left. This can't be 1 because we have this triple. So that's 3 and that's 1 and that's 3. That gives us the 7, 2, and 9 here. So these can't be 2. That places our 8 and that 4 that we were talking about. That's 2. That's 8 and 2. I don't need these green. All right, up here we get the 1 and the 4. That's our 6 and 7, and this is a 1. All right. Not too bad. I just spent a good amount of time explaining today. But we had to find some good stuff here. We had to find the hidden triple, New York Times trick, whatever you want to call it, where these had to be 2, 5, 8. And then we had to find a few pairs or triples that kind of popped up out of nowhere. So like you have to find that 2, 5, 8 first. And then that gave that triple in this row, or the hidden 1, 4. And it also, I guess it placed the 1 and the 4, but anyway. And then it also, we got a pair up here. And then at the end, we did have a triple down here. So some interesting spots today. Let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.